Hello and a warm welcome to everyone joining us today from various countries for today's Ibexa DXP 4.0 release webinar. My name is Nicole Geider from the Cologne office at Ibexa, responsible for the German-speaking marketing in our global events. And I will accompany you throughout this webinar and will be there for you for any questions. Today, we will not only take a first look on digital transformation and the needs itself, but also on some concrete examples and deep dive into some prior processes which allowed us to get where we are now today, enabling us to show you the new version of Ibexa DXP with its new features and benefits for you. But before we start, I'd like to share a few housekeeping items with you. While we are broadcasting and recording this session, you as a participant are muted. And for any question that you may have, we invite you to use the Q&A function below. Also, feel free to come back to our website, ibexa.co, under the resources section to find the on-demand version soon, or just simply look out for the follow-up mail that we will be sending after the webinar with information that you can share with your colleagues. And one thing to say before we start, we've come a long way from 1999, from 22 years of digital experience now, from CMS to DXP, working closely with our partner network across the globe for and with our customers. And we are very happy to see so many of you being with us today. And now it's time to wish you a great time during the session. Let's explore further how Ibexa helps B2B companies within their digital transformation. Welcoming our three speakers for today, Bertrand, Natalia, and Camille. Over to you, Bertrand.
Thank you, Nicole, and thank you everyone for being with us. I will share my screen now. Indeed, we are excited about this release webinar. And as you know, we are passionate about B2B digital transformation. This is a space in through disruption on the buying side, and it's a tough context to be in. The buyers' behavior are changing, and they are expecting less interaction with the sales teams of our B2B clients. And what I would like to do in the next 10 minutes is to tell you a bit about the key challenges that we want to solve for our customers and how Ibexa DXP version 4 is addressing very well the key challenges that we are talking about. The first one I would like to address is the complexity that B2B companies are in. And in many ways, you can see that on one side, B2B companies we work with tell us that they want to digitalize their product offerings, but that they are too complex to be digitalized. And on the other side, the buyers want to have an online experience and less interaction with salespeople. This is exactly this gap that we want to fill and help our clients to do that faster and faster. And actually, this is quite a tough context to be in when it comes to retaining market share. As you can see, 8 out of 10 buyers today would be willing to switch provider and to go to a more digital competitor. So it's all about digital experience. Just to give you an idea, 2 years ago, this number was about 70%. So this digital expectation is just increasing, and we need to help B2B companies to accelerate their transformation. We're excited because we have a new component in our DXP platform in the version 4, and I would like to play a little video for you that illustrates this new component. So this is the first item we wanted to enlighten in Ibexa version 4. Indeed, we integrate in the core product catalog, PIM functionalities, tightly integrating with the rich marketing content that the marketing team usually work with, and try, as you know, and our partners knows that very well, to integrate with a PIM on the other side or implement a PIM. Well, here we will be able to accelerate this phase very much with this tight integration. Camille will come back to that during the demo, but this is the first important element of that release in line with this first challenge. Now, the second challenge that I would like to enlighten is also the related to complexity. Not only we need to bring those digital offerings and those complex digital offerings online to the new buyers' behaviors, but we also need to address those complex sales processes that B2B purchases represent. As you can see here, this is a very recent report from Gartner. It involves a lot of people in a decision process in the B2B situation, between 11 up to 20. Those processes can last months, sometimes even years, and those offerings need to be personalized, customizable, in order to address all the personas in these complex sales processes. We are, of course, acting in order to provide solutions for our customers, and I'm very pleased to announce that we took personalization to a completely new level, completely integrated into Ibexa DXP, even easier for you as clients of Ibexa to activate and get the benefit from, and activate for example, the dashboards, the models, the scenarios that you will then be able to activate in your projects. So this is the second item of this release, and again, Camille will show that later in a minute. So you saw complex digital offerings, complex sales processes. We really try to combine the power in Ibexa DXP to accelerate that transformation that B2B companies have to do fast. The third challenge I would like to bring here, which is in some way a consequence of the two first ones, is this need for speed. As you can see, that these complexities sometimes slow down the transformation, and the fact that the disruption on the buying side doesn't allow us to know exactly which sales channel, what is the right recipe for B2B companies to go for. We need to be able to help them to adapt fast to this context. So we have been working a lot in order to help them to reduce time to market. And we talk also a lot about digital operations here and the efficiency of digital operations. And Natalia will show you in more details later, but it's a third component of the release here, is a completely redesigned user interface so that your marketing teams, your sales team, your technical team can work even more together and faster to accelerate the agility on Ibexa DXP version 4. So you see that with all that, we have the possibility, and those are just three components. You will see more of it in the demo, but we can really help clients to transform their whole business from where they are today, independently actually from their maturity. Some of you are very much advanced already, some are just starting that journey. We have components to take you from where you are to the next steps of that transformation, starting with a strong digital branding. Unifying branding for a consistent brand is a prerequisite to succeed. The second step is, of course, to bring those digital offerings. Even if they are very complex, we have now stronger ingredients in our Ibexa DXP to accelerate this process. The third stage is, of course, to build more personalized experiences with custom sales portals that maybe with personalized catalogs, maybe with ERP integrations, orderings, reordering, quotes, those types of functionality before being able to go to the full digital stage where e-commerce capabilities can be activated. So this is actually more than software. This is also an approach that we are implementing with our partners. And we are able to do this because we are a DXP. And the mission of a DXP is actually to be able to address all the touch points all the interactions with customers. We have all the capabilities that a modern B2B company should require to manage that transformation, from those repository features, PIM, DAM, content management on one side, web experience building with one of the favorite features of many partners, the site factory component, so that you can roll out many sites and portals fast, and of course do even more on top of that. Connectivity is key, agility is key, and we are building an offering to give our clients the ability to go step by step. As we said, we need to transform progressively a business into a digital business. Ibexa content is often the first step, to gather all the assets, all your contents, all your products in one place, completely headless, obviously. Second step, Ibexa Experience, which is our second subscription offering before going into Ibexa Commerce. The personalization is accessible all across these offerings. And as I said, even easier to activate and work with from version 4. And I want to also mention Ibexa Cloud. We were talking about business agility. Well, Ibexa Cloud is all about business agility, and a lot of our clients are going for this cloud offering. Now, in terms of features, I will not go into detail. Often the demo says more than slides, but you can read here. Basically, Ibexa content regroups all the repository features, adding here, obviously, the product catalog and the PIM. Ibexa Experience, all the site factory features, page builder, form builders, really to help marketing teams to attract and convert better customers and prospects. And of course, Ibexa Commerce with the transactional and payment capabilities. Now, I want to mention some success stories. Obviously, V4 is a game-changing release for us, integrating all those components. You will see it in a minute. But I just want to mention that we are so proud to be already able, together with our partners, to deliver some great success stories. I'm sorry to go fast here, but you are here to see the product, I guess. So Bot is very interesting B2B producer of workplace storage and workstation systems. They are rolling out 30 sites, starting with this brand consistency phase, which is so important for the success of a digital transformation. We have transformed the business of Dymax, and this is a recent launch of Bomar, producing high-performance polymeric material solutions. This is more the second phase, presenting these offerings online with a product catalog online and an advanced product finder so that buyers can evaluate products even better. You remember that was exactly what their expectations are. We are transforming the business of DELABIE in France, where not only they combine the products and the marketing information in one platform, as we mentioned, but as you can see, the digital efficiency and the operational efficiency has been boosted. What used to take months to update now takes minutes. This is the types of quotes we love to see. And as a last example, maybe Atlantic, providing here a B2B experience to their buyers across all Atlantic branded products. I'll let you imagine the way these types of business were selling 5-10 years ago, and what they can do now to please the new B2B buyers' expectations on the market. So with that, I hope it gives a little introduction to V4, why it matters, why it is a game-changing release for many of us, partners and customers. And I let Nicole take over from here.
Petro, I actually would like to add on what you said. You already said a thank you to partners, but I really would like to emphasize on that. It's about partners. Also, you are here today implementing those successful projects for customers, putting the trust not only in the partner, in Ibexa, as in the people, also in the technology. So I think this is a huge shout out to you, and also a thank you, and well deserved, and happy to have you here. With that said, now it's time to get some more insights to the processes behind, and I'm welcoming Natalia Beckler, our senior UX designer, to share more insights.
Thank you, Nicole. Hello, I will share my screen. And hello, everyone. I would like to present the result of our journey with Redesigned that we started last year. We were collaborating with one of the biggest research agencies in Poland on that. We conducted two major research last year, and I would like to tell you about the journey and the approach we took for redesign. So the goal for this redesign was to of course, improve overall user experience, but also with a special focus on efficiency and learnability. Learnability is a very important metric for a new user. It says how quickly the user can perform a task the first time he encounters the design. So we are focusing on that, and having that in mind, we started with content management, because this is the core of our product. We also include navigation, because this is the layer from which connects other part of the platform. We select some activities that whose results inform our design decision. We engage partners and our Ibexa employees and learn from their experience and expertise. So I would like to take a moment here and thank you all the partners, our users who take this journey with us last year. Your feedback was incredibly valuable, and we were able to validate our assumption, and it helped us to focus on the right things that will bring the most value to our users. So again, thank you for that. We continue with user testing with our research partner, with Ibexa user and non-Ibexa user. And everything that we've learned in this first part, in this first step, we incorporate in building product catalog. So it was extremely valuable. Again, I would like to highlight something that is new for Ibexa. We put the user in the center of this process. And this is something that really make a change here with this redesign. Of course, I have a lot of feedback, hours of interviews, extremely rich data that help us to redesign. Here I choose some of those who were the most important. The insight that we got from the research. So we found out that navigation was not that intuitive. It also did not reflect the information architecture, did not reflect the change, the change from CMS to DXP. So this needed to be addressed. The second one was search, that we also found out that our users prefer to use search as a navigation tool. So we needed to work not only on UI, but also quality of the search. So this is something that we are constantly doing and working on. The other element that was really interesting was that all of those small issues that, like inconsistency, getting lost, having no control, that were bothering our users, really have big impact on building these overall user experiences. So we needed to address all those issues that were irritating for users. I also put here the quote from our respondent. She was doing training for editors, and she said that the learning curve for user is quite high. So what we focus was to build the flow, the interface that allow users to do basic action themselves, something that they can start work on, and they learn as they go other more advanced things. So I would like to jump straight away to our product, because this is the main element here. How we increase learnability. We've done it by definitely maintaining consistency, both internal and external. With internal, I'm thinking about working on design system, also using the same design patterns, having naming conventions. So everything that makes user familiar with the interface. Even if I'm working on the content structure and I will jump to product catalog, the flow is so intuitive and feel similar. That really speed up the onboarding process and learning of our product. The other thing was maintaining those external consistency. That means that we are following industry convention. We are not forcing user to learn new stuff, new patterns here. Another element that was really important for our users was to focus on the job they need to do. And we wanted to translate it to the UI. So we focus on the element, we wanted for the user to focus on the element that were the most essential. That's why we divided the space to the black part that represent navigation, and the white one, the white part that it represent the working area. That really also adding strong accent on the primary action on the buttons, really speed up the flow of creation element. Another really important thing that was bothering our user was that they very often feel overwhelmed with data, with the information. It was a struggle. It was struggle to find what is the most important on the screen. So we were trying to work with structure, with the documents, with just to give the most important element that the user need. And as we went along and go along, we got very good feedback on that the design is clean and it's very user-friendly and intuitive. So it also reduced this cognitive overload of our users. The other thing that also influenced efficiency was bringing back the actions on the content tree, also adding search on the top header is accessible from now all different levels of our product. So this was also something that influenced and speed up the work. Of course, we are still working on the quality of the search, but this is an ongoing process. Here, I would like to present the forms. We have a lot of forms, and to also help users work with those interfaces, we introduce anchor links that give good overview of the content of the form. Also, we have elements like titles and actions that are always accessible, always visible. We introduce build mode, so the component that helps you to build like maybe content types that really speed up the work. We reduce amount of the clicks here, so it's even easier for the user and faster for our advanced user to create things with Ibexa. Another part of our product that got major makeover, UI UX makeover, was page builder. Here there were a lot of issues with navigation, getting close, user were not confident what will happen next if they will click on something. So we addressed all of those issues, and also here we follow the design patterns that really impacted this part of the product. And I think that I will stop here, and I would like to thank you again. Please keep in mind that this is an ongoing process. We got the results from our user research that tells us that we are heading in the right direction. So thank you.
Thank you, Natalia, for sharing more insights. And also, now that we have talked about digital transformation in general with the existing needs, took a look into concrete examples, and now with those insights, I would say it's time for a further product tour, inviting Camille for that, and have fun with further insights.
Yeah, thank you, Nico. Hello, everyone. I'm Kamil Madejski. I'm leading solution architects at Ibexa, and I'm pleased to see so many people willing to know more about our new Ibexa v4 release. I'm thrilled to take you for a product tour journey today. Let me start off. So let's have a look at the demo website of a fictional pharma company. We call it Helse. Helse is a business that operates in a medical manufacturing market. They provide not only medicine, but also beauty products. Even more, they also provide medical devices with primary focus on B2B sales. And for them, digital transformation is all about brand consistency, online product presentation, helping customers finding right products, and finally, personalizing this purchasing experience, making it even easier or as easy as possible. As you can see, we can start from the homepage, which is of course built using Ibexa Page Builder. You can see a number of blocks referencing different content items and products. Later on, we will also see how personalization capabilities can be directly used on pages like this. From there, let's take a glance at a regular content item. In this case, it's an article. Here you can see the first place where the powerful capability of blending content and commerce is visible. Just in the middle of this article, we have a marketing editor place the product that can be added to the basket and purchased immediately. No code, no extra development needed for that. Everything like this is now in the hands of a content editor. If we have a look at how the product page might look like, you will see how we present things with our new PIM. Of course, as always, Ibexa DXP is not enforcing any front-end implementation technique or framework. This is still up to partners to find the right way of doing that. Editors are now able to build a rich visualization with nice marketing data, with rich marketing data, and in the same time, they are able to provide all important information related to product specification and characteristic. Moreover, they can also enhance sales by providing recommendations. Those relevant recommendations are coming directly from Ibexa personalization engine. Here, we present products that are often purchased together. This page can be even richer if we look at this as a logged-in user. So now I can see not only also purchased, but I can also get recommendations that are dedicated to me, that are dedicated to the segment that the customer belongs to. This new capability of personalization engine working together with segments, it's a fresh thing in v4, and I will get back to the details later on. From here, I think everyone wants to see how it's going to look like in a backend. So let me move here. Oops. As Natalia already explained a little bit, the whole UI is completely new. We rebuilt the user interface almost from the scratch. We made a great effort to provide significant improvement to this area. Top and right menus are gone, replaced with much better general menu on the left-hand side. In the content structure, now you can see, first of all, that all the columns can be adjusted very nicely. And also you can see long-awaited and many times requested feature for contextual actions of the items. So now you can perform some actions directly from the content tree. Of course, you might be wondering, there is not too many of those actions at the moment. We are adding more, but this is already in place. So we'll definitely improve also the list of available actions. When it comes to regular content items like articles, blog posts, or whatever else, as you know, everything in Ibexa can be content. We also did some work. First of all, we improved this editorial interface. I think Natalia explained that nicely already. But I would like to mention that we also improved this rich text editor. So we upgraded it. It's now using CK Editor 5. And that gives us very nice improvement to another feature that has been very often requested. Lots of improvements done for the copy paste from Word and this type of tools. So now we can copy more items and we can keep more of the styling. If we preview the page, you can see that from the document I was copying for, the bold text has been kept, the strike through has been kept, also the table, even though it's missing styles here on the front-end side, but it's been kept in the right way. But we removed colors. As you could have seen, we have a part of the text here in red, and this is done on purpose. This editor has been never accepting colors, and we will keep doing that this way. Moreover, one extra nice thing, as you might remember, we have field groups at the content items. Back in the days, editors had to change between two tabs to see the values. Now it's very much improved. You can do it directly from here, and you can see the whole content item, all the fields and different groups, field groups in the same view. It's much easier for editors to follow what's actually happening in this item. From here, we can take a second quick look at the page builder. As Natalia mentioned before, there's a lot of improvements starting from the right-hand side block selector. We know where you can still see all the blocks. You can search for the right blocks, but it's easier to drag and drop them and see how they look like. Of course, list of the blocks stays the same, so you can keep using the blocks you have. Also, you can keep using all the custom blocks you might have made back in the days. Under the hood, it's still the same thing. There is also an improvement to the block settings. So now it's no longer a model. You can see it nicely on the right-hand side. It's a little bit bigger. It's easier to maintain and to set up the block in the right way. Also, we still keep all the segmentation features. As I said before, at the very beginning, we can see how personalization things in this case, segmentation can be used on the pages. So here you can see that we are using targeting block to address specific users that are organized by their segments. So in this case, if this is you can see a configuration that if this is a doctor, they will probably be more interested in medicine than the medical device. There is also a little improvement to the timeline. You can see all the events happening in the future, and also you can see timeline in a nicer view. From here, let me introduce you to the very new. Maybe I forgot one thing. Let me get back to this article. As we mentioned at the beginning, and as you could have seen, we are able to embed items. We were always able to embed items, but what's nice here is that you can always do that for the products which are stored in your product catalog, and you can pick them in exactly the same way as you would do for any other content item in your system. So it behaves in the same way. Let me pick maybe this item. I confirm. I can go to preview. and I can see this item right away in my article. So now from here, I can take you to the place I was thinking about before. That's a very nice thing to have. Taxonomy is finally in-house made, is in the core of the product, is delivered by Ibexa. You can create very complex taxonomy trees out of multiple tags with multiple parents. And what is even more important, you can also translate these items, these tags. Of course, you might want to have translations for tags if you have multi-language website. So you can do that easily. We can also track which content items we are using given tags. So we introduce this dedicated tab over here so you can see where tags are used. As Bertrand and Natalia mentioned before, we didn't forget about our personalization engine. We have some improvements here as well. First of all, again, the interface. You can see it's been remodeled quite significantly. It's much nicer and easier to read now. But we also introduced new items over here. So we have 10 top clicked items. You can see which of the items in the system are top clicked within a given time period. And also we introduced this products purchases list. So it tracks all the products that has been bought through recommendation. What I mean by through recommendation, that means that somebody clicked in the recommendation and after all decided to buy the product. This kind of purchase will be counted in this table. As you can see, personalization is moving slightly also into analytics kind of a tool, because you can now track and see those behaviors in a nicer way. We talked a little bit about the segments and the fact that segments are now also available in personalization. If I take a look at this model, let me modify it. You can see that we can also define segments which can be taken into account when using this model. And of course, it has a consequence for the scenario. Here, let's maybe take a look at top purchased. So if there is no segment, it's returning these kind of recommendations for these kind of products. But I can also now, and this is brand new thing here, I can also provide segments to the request. So, yeah, this one. So if I add it here, I can see that also the results are completely different, matching the segment of the user who's requesting the recommendation. Another thing which is not really something that we can show, but it's worth to mention, is definitely the fact that personalization is now able to work with data coming from external sources. It's especially useful for these customers, for these projects where there is a lot of data coming from ERP, from PIM, maybe from different tools that you would like to integrate and still be able to recommend them through personalization. And you will be also able to track them in a dashboard. So dashboard will keep counting all the events, even if they are related to the item which is not coming from Ibexa DXP. And more importantly, those items doesn't have to be in any way synchronized with content repository in Ibexa. So if you have some dedicated storage for your items, let's say in Solar or somewhere else, you can now connect it to personalization as well. Finally, I think something that everyone here is waiting for, Bertrand announced it in an interesting way. We are bringing PIM. We are bringing in-house made PIM solution. So you no longer have to rely on some third-party solutions for that. You can now store products, reach products, complex products in Ibexa. To make that as flexible as possible, we took a very similar approach as we have for the content. So we also introduced product types, which are very similar to content types. You can decide which fields products should have. If I have a look at this item, you can see that in the details tab, I can see the content section. This is very similar to the content itself. That basically means that what I can see in this view This is a marketing data. This is something that marketers, editors on the of the page, they can work, they can modify, they can add some nice descriptions, nice pictures. They treat it as a content simply. But also you can see a second tab, which is for attributes. This is the place where we store this rich and complex product specification and product characteristics. This is something that can be stored in Ibexa. In many cases, it is stored in Ibexa, but it could be also coming from external resources. It could be coming from your ERP, for instance. Of course, different product types will have different attributes matching the reality of the market, because of course there are different attributes applicable for your devices and different attributes applicable for your medicine products. Let's have a look how a bit more complex item could look like. So again, we have this rich marketing data, nice pictures, nice descriptions, and then we have a list of attributes. In this case, many more than in the previous one. These attributes can be arranged in groups, so you can then display them nicely in different ways on the page. From there, we can, of course, jump to the prices. We have products, we need to have prices for them. So you can define price of a product at the product level, and this price can be then influenced by the customer group. For the customer groups that you can also create in the system, you can define a global price rule. Let's say we want resellers in France and Germany to have 15% discount for all the products. But then for this specific product, when we want to, let's say, increase sales in those two regions, we would like to make it even higher. So for this specific product, we apply custom price rule, which in this case is minus 20%. Another tab for the product, of course, availability. And this is something I personally really like. It's not always like that in all the products, not all the PIMs. So we distinguish between availability and stock. It might be that you have products in stock, but you don't necessarily want to make them available on the page. So you can define, you can use those two things to make sure that products are available or not, and then you can control your stock. This is also very useful that we take into account that some of the products you might be selling might be virtual products, maybe some coupons, these kind of things, which are basically infinitive. So you can make the value infinite, and then, of course, we will not deduct the number when you sell the product. Finally, but also really important, you can translate the product itself. Means you need to translate all of this rich marketing data for the product if you want to make it available on different markets. And this is often the case for Ibexa customers, where we deliver multi-site to many markets, to many countries. Few words about the product types. As I said, you can have a look. We can have a look together on that. When you want to create a new product type, this is very similar to the way how you do content types. You define attributes. Here, first of all, you define your marketing part of the product. You put all the images, definitions for the fields, for the rich text, and then you also define attributes. So then you can fulfill them and make them visible on the page. I think this is quickly it. Let me switch the screen to a short summary. So in Ibexa DXP v4, first of all, as you could have seen, new user interface, new online editor, new taxonomy, new product catalog, new price engine, new stock engine. That's already quite a lot. Internal data sources for personalization, automated segmentation. So we connect these segments, you know, from before to the personalization engine. We take it to the next level. And also something very important for our partners, code rebranding. We made quite some effort to make sure that the whole code that we have from many years, that it's now all branded with Ibexa, that you no longer have any of those old references to Easy and so on to the previous products. But we also introduced a compatibility layer, so you don't have to be afraid about upgrading your existing projects to the new version. everything should keep working when it comes to references to different functions and classes. Finally, we are proud to run this new release on PHP 8 and Symfony 5.4. This is for 4.0, and now when it comes to what is coming soon, we know that for the B2B market, it's super important to manage corporate accounts. Some companies will do that in CRM already. Some would like to do that in the DXP. We are looking into that to provide a solution to this requirement. We also want to increase our portal capabilities. It is possible now to build different, sometimes really complex portals with Ibexa. We want to make it even easier for our partners. We want to introduce some dedicated tools for the portals itself. A lot of things is happening about the product itself. We want to have product bundles so you can put together different products and sell them as one. We want to have product configurator, also volume pricing discounts. On the more content side, we are looking into introducing SEO tools and workspaces, and finally, collaborative editing and campaign management. When it comes to the roadmap, as you can see, we are now having this stable release of v4.0, and now looking into April this year, we would like to have 4.1, then moving forward 4.2, 4.3, and finally 4.4 by the end of this year. We did not make a final decision for the LTS, but I think it's gonna be sometime by the end of this year. In case you have questions or answers, we have so many people today, so I'm not sure we can handle all the questions. But if you have them, then please don't hesitate, send them over to us, either to product management or contact your respective sales partner manager. We are very happy to answer. We are very happy to hear your feedback, your requests. This really makes a difference, as you could have seen. We introduced this new interface based on your feedback, so we are waiting for it. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Camille, for those demonstrations and insights. And given the fact that we do have, let's say, a few more minutes, even though we will return to some of the questions within a blog article that we will write up, so you can revise also our website and the blog section again. I would like to ask you, I would like to grab out two questions that we have open here. So one was referring to editing product types. So I'll just read it out. If you allow editing product types, how do you make sure the users don't create a lot of variations of the same product types, all slightly different?
This is similar to the way how you treat content types. This is sort of a contract between agency and the customer to establish proper content types, and the same thing will be applicable to the product types. I do not think that end users, editors, marketers, they will change product types on a daily basis. They probably should not. This is something that somebody at the partner level should probably take care of.
Marking that as answered for now. All right. And then regarding the ERP integration, how far is Ibexa 4.0 in terms to submit order, stock information, etc. from or to any third-party system?
Yes. So with the new PIM, there is a set of interfaces that you can use for taking the data, if it's order, if it's I don't know, stock availability, and so on and so forth, and sending over. We are still Symfony-based application. You can do this all of these things very easily, reusing existing components.
All right, and now looking at the incoming questions. So, can you expand on what you mean by collaborative editing coming soon?
Yeah, we are looking into expanding a little bit on these capabilities where multiple people can work on the same item. But we will definitely bring more information about that when it's coming.
All right. I'm just making use of the time, Camille, now.
Yeah.
So will the administration interface be more customizable?
Yes, depends of course on the amount of changes you would like to introduce, but yes, by principle, of course, this is still Symfony application. So many things can be changed. We introduced even more extension points now when it comes to tabs, menus, and views in the admin UI.
Then seeing 3 more, let's see. Is it possible to connect the new product management to external databases, for example, ERP systems? And if yes, is there a bidirectional sync possibility?
So this one is very similar to the previous one. So we are making this new product catalog. We made it with this idea in the first place that everyone would love to connect it to PIM, to ERP, to CRM. So we made sure that there are proper interfaces in all the places that you would like to extend. So if you wish to change the way how data is synchronized, or you would like to send it over somewhere else, that's definitely possible.
And which version of Ibexa DXP switched to using Symfony 6 and PHP 8.1?
That's a brilliant question. Unfortunately, I don't have answer for it, so sorry.
So we will return to that. And also there's another one on the LTS version, which you have already said. So which of the future version will be LTS? So I think we will also come back to that with a concrete date.
Yes, we have ongoing discussion about that. We try to evaluate which version would be the right choice. We expect it to be sometime by the end of this year, but please don't quote me on that.
All right. Then what is meant by portal tools? Can you give examples on functionality that will be available?
Yes, in general, when you build portals, we see different approaches. Some partners take it in a more static way. Some partners take it in a more dynamic way when they reuse Page Builder for building portals. And we would like to make sure that if you, regardless of the way you take that, you will have some additional tools in place, like the easier way for finding the corporate account that user belongs to, and so on and so forth. We'll keep you posted about that for sure.
Coming to an end, I would say PIM is a great new feature. What means we can use PIM's data in content page without complex integration?
That's a brilliant question. The simplest answer is that the product is a content item, so it behaves in the same way. Of course, there is more complexity behind that, but for you as a user, it's completely transparent. So you can take this item, you can take this product and put it on a landing page. You can take this product and put it in your rich text editor. You can build queries for these items exactly the same way as you would do for the regular content items. So from the landing page perspective, it behaves the same way.
And are there fixed plans on how the site factory feature will be developed in the future?
That's a brilliant question to our product management. I'm sorry, I cannot answer this one.
We'll take that within our follow-up as well. And then one last question, and then we're through. How complicated is it to migrate from version 3 to 4?
Of course, a lot depends on the project complexity, but we made sure that we introduced this compatibility layer. So you don't have to care about the namespaces, you don't have to care about the tweak function names, and many of these little technical details that can be time-consuming often. Of course, there is still some work to be done, but we did our best to make it as easy as possible for you, hopefully.
And then I think, okay. Taking that one as well, a roadmap for Ibexa Commerce.
Yes, we have roadmaps for every single of our products. So we have a roadmap for Ibexa Content, we have one for Ibexa Experience, and also for Ibexa Commerce.
Great, now we answered all open questions that were there. Thanks a lot for everyone for your interest, staying with us. And if there are more questions that you would like to pass on, feel free to contact us. And also, if you close the Zoom window now, there will be a new page opening up where you can also get in contact with us for further personalized demo as well, where we are happy to get into more details with you. And this said, thanks a lot again for being with us today and getting with us into the new version. Wishing you a great day. All the best. Talk soon.